Good evening, everybody, and welcome to your Easter edition of Let's Talk Trek with no sound because my remote controls, I think, ran out of battery. Are you there, guys? Good evening. Happy Easter. Did everyone enjoy their Easter egg hunt this morning?
Oh, yes.
No, I wanted to stay in bed.
I did stay in bed. I did. I slept in quite late this morning for me. I stayed in bed till about 8 o'clock.
Oh, crikey.
Yeah, and then I got up and I got my carpet shampooer out and I shampooed the entire house, including all the upholstery. And now my back says, "Carpet man, shampoo machines are heavy," and I just want to sleep. Oh, what ho, Chris? How you doing, buddy? Long time no see.
Yes.
What ho, Gary? What ho, Vicky? What ho, Christoph? What ho, Chris? What's Easter? Oh, this is where Zombie Jesus comes into play. It's a cool pagan tradition. And what ho, Adam? How you doing? All the parcels arrived, by the way, Adam, but my brother's not deigned to pick them up yet, so I can't tell you. I've not opened them. I'm leaving that for him to do. So
I feel from the look on James's face, then he may have a slightly different definition of Easter.
I think James's version of Easter coincides with the pagan holiday. I'm not entirely certain. Possibly does, possibly doesn't.
That's a practicing churchgoer. Slightly different definition.
Slightly different.
But let's
principally, there was a great one going around of the tomb, and they open it up to see if he's still in there, and the Ghostbusters are in there. They got him.
Now, I appreciate the whole theme of Jesus Christ and his resurrection may seem strange to some, and of course I respect the right of everyone to believe in what they want, no matter how wrong they are.
Absolutely. I sadly don't have the same amount of respect that James does, but that's why he's the calm yin to my raging yang.
We've all seen Richard's raging yang.
You've seen one, you've seen them all. Goodness me. Right, so how have we been? Carl, lovely to see you last week. Lovely to see you again this week. Charlotte, hey, how are you doing? Listen, if you're in the chat and you've not seen the show before, or even if you've not been on the show for a while, please pop in the comments. We'd love to see you say your favourite show and your favourite character and where you're from. We always like to know where people are from. So please pop in the comments where you're from, favourite show, favourite character. Obviously, we're guessing it's going to be Star Trek, we hope, or Ted Lasso, or Orville.
Just on that score, Richard, of course, there's been a big event down at the Excel this weekend called Star Wars Celebration.
There's been all sorts going on. So,
I believe
we are tolerant of other franchises. If anyone's been, let us know.
But I've
Mr. Windows attended, hasn't he?
Yes, I've steamrolled straight into peace. So, Carl, how are you this week? What are you about to, chap?
Well, it's been Easter weekend, so I've been extremely busy work-wise.
Yep, lots of Easter eggs and Easter dinners and so forth.
Lots of people coming out enjoying the sunshine in my beer garden. You're right, Mark. This is in danger of becoming a regular thing again.
And you, James, I see you've got your relaxing jacket on.
Yes. I've been working very hard because I've been out in the Rikers Beard secret hangar facility all weekend, tidying it out. And I've been in the other Rikers Beard secret storage facility, carrying heavy things up ladders. So I'm knackered.
Marvellous. Well done.
And how about you, Richard?
I'm not sure what I did this week. I really can't remember. Oh yeah, so I played a gig at the Shivering Sands Beer Festival.
It's true. I was there. I'm a witness.
On Friday, which went really well. Actually, I thought it was quite lovely. It was a bit of an odd setup because we were playing inside and everyone sat outside, not by choice, just the sun was out.
We had beer, we had sunshine, we had good music, and we had a distinct lack of Morris dancers.
No Morris dancers, and we had a couple of requests for us to play at other places as well. So we must have tickled a few oysters. So that was nice. So, I mean, wow. Star Trek. Eh?
Sorry, it's just when you said that you had requests to go and play at other places. Just my brain switched that around somehow, and it's like everyone was there going, "Yeah, go on,
I
go
often
play
say to
somewhere
bands,
else."
you take requests. Can you play somewhere else, please?
Do you know far, far away?
Or preferably, just play nothing.
Well, sadly, we had
You
nothing.
said there were no Morris dancers, but I distinctly remember a photo in one of our
Ah,
chat
no,
rooms.
there were two festivals, Carl. The first
Oh.
one, a number of Morris dancers inflicted themselves upon me. But at the
Right.
second one, there was no sign of them. It was much better.
Excellent.
So, gosh, this week's Ted Lasso, Star Trek, Picard.
Either.
So
I'm good with either.
Well, I watched it when I was absolutely shirt-faced after being at the beer festival. So James had was it
Lasso
six?
or Picard?
Well, I think James had 6 pints, and because I was entertainment at the beer festival, they gave me a I should have brought it. It was like a thing that just said, "Give him what he wants." So every time I went up to the bar, I said, and they said, "What do you want?" I said, "Wow, that." And that was it. So I kept going back. I'm not sure how much I had. But anyway, I watched Picard after that.
Oh,
and
good point. Spoilers. Spoilers.
Well, we
It's
haven't done
not
any
a
spoilers
spoiler
yet.
that I got
Give a
drunk,
spoiler warning
right?
at the appropriate time.
So, should we start talking about it now? Shall I put the spoiler alert up?
Okay.
Well, just to be on the safe side.
Okay, right. So, spoiler alert. Is it this one?
Please be aware that the following program contains scenes which may not be suitable for younger children. Some parental discretion is advised.
That's not
That'll
really the
do,
right
yeah.
warning, is it?
Right sort of theme, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're now going to talk about Picard spoilers, because someone needs to tell me what happened, because I was absolutely shirt faced. I remember them all being in a room together, and that was nice.
They were all sat round the table, ready room
Yeah.
style. It was great.
Can
Date's
I?
back again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Can we?
Data,
I-
but not Data.
Well, he
Can
thinks
we-
he's Data.
Can we get straight to the bit that I'm struggling with? Now, the first time we're introduced to a changeling other than Odo was Lars, who was a spacefaring
Yes.
shapeshifter.
Yes.
who could
I was
easily-
thinking the same.
yeah. Lars.
Was he a lumberjack?
Lars, whatever his name was. Either
Yeah.
way, he turned into a space fish. And I
Mhm.
think he flew at warp, didn't he?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. He turned into a space fish. And he was quite capable in the vacuum of space. In this week's episode of Picard, James, how did they dispatch the changeling?
They evacuated the bridge into space
They blew it into space.
and
And that
blew
killed it.
Vadik out into space. Not sucked out, blown out, as we were
Blown
told in The Naked Now. Let's not forget that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And yes, in the cold, harsh vacuum of space, she turned into a popsicle
Yeah.
and then collided with her own ship and went into like a cloud.
Do we have a theory as to why blowing it out, blowing a changing into space now kills it, whereas before it doesn't? I mean,
Don't forget the Daystrom scientists had experimented on her, so she
Yes.
may not have been capable any longer of sustaining herself in the cold, harsh vacuum of space.
They're this new breed of changeling, aren't they, that can form the organs and everything to pass all the tests and look and appear like a solid. So yeah, maybe they aren't able to withstand that anymore.
so the super powered Section 31 changelings aren't as good as the
Originals.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's tenuous at best, if I'm honest with you. And but it got me thinking. I mean, I never let canon get in the way of a good story. If it just because that's how fine, but it got me thinking back to my theory about them being somehow genetically spliced with species 8472. And it blew that theory out the window because we saw in Voyager 8472 are quite happy in the vacuum of space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was just clambering on the side of the ship, happy as Larry,
Yep.
didn't freeze to death.
Why would the changelings voluntarily be spliced in such a way that their shape-shifting would be compromised?
They didn't volunteer for any of it, but James, that was kind of the point.
Oh, you mean they're spliced by Section 31?
Yes, we covered that 2 episodes ago. That's what they did, remember?
Yes. Well, I didn't know what they were doing to them apart from prodding them and
Yeah, just
Look
like
around.
getting
You're
little
turning them into
poke things,
weapons.
meh.
Section 31 were turning them into weapons, was the kind of
Hello
thing.
and welcome to Muppet Labs, where my assistant speaker is going to program this changeling. Get the frog, speaker.
We turned this changeling into an Ewok. We don't know why. We just did. So
Well, fair
I'm-
point from Vicky there. Might take a while though. The pieces did
Might
seem
take
to
a
spread
while.
pretty quickly.
might take a while, but yeah,
Frozen pieces spread in the vacuum of space.
but I am now officially backing away a little bit from my absolute certainty that species 8472 was somehow involved in this, because I was absolutely 100% positive. But after seeing the way that fragile changeling absolutely got killed by the vacuum of space, I'm not so sure I'm correct anymore. They might go and stick that par wraith crap in there.
They may, which could leave the door open for a Cisco appearance.
It just so happens.
Do you know who else has reformed? Busted. That's all I wanted to say.
Who?
Okay.
And S Club 7, but that unfortunately going to be one down now.
So I do remember that happened. I remember them all being in the room. I don't remember a lot else. So if someone could do a quick, what do they call it, where you
Synopsis.
synopsis. If someone could just quickly just say the important bits.
Well, first the Earth cooled, and then the dinosaurs came, but they got too big and fat and turned into oil.
Okay, let's do a Q&A. How did Worf and Raffi get aboard the Shrike?
Cloak Shuckle.
Yes,
Cloak shuttle.
Cloak shuttle.
And where did the cloak shuttle come from?
We were not shown the shuttle. We don't know where it came from. I mean, it seems to
We
be
saw
cloaking
it sort
devices
of
galore now.
cloaked.
Yeah,
saw
we
it
saw
cloaked.
the cloaked version of it fly past the camera.
That bit's been left a bit sort of. I think
I'm
we
going
might
to
have.
recreate that for you now. Look, watch this. Look.
Yeah, are we going to have a sort of
That's
flashback?
James's cloaked Malon freighter doing an impression of the cloaked shuttle.
Do we think we're going to have a flashback episode to explain how Worf and Raffi got there, or
Well,
we're just going to accept they got there?
I don't know. Has the Titan still got the cloak from the shipyard?
It has. In fact, they recloaked later on
They
in
did.
the episode.
Because I was really hoping that Raffi and Worf would have turned up in the voyage home Bird of Prey. Of course, that's where they had the cloaking device from.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
That was
I did very much enjoy the rescue scene when Worf sort of like broke Troy and Riker out and just started straight at Troy. That one did make me laugh with Riker's just in the
I had to
background.
rewind that,
Totally.
Carl, when the changeling is there and suddenly the knife comes through his chest.
Yeah.
And then you hear the Klingon music and you go, oh, who's this going to be?
Yeah. Oh dear. Yeah, that definitely was a little bit. Yeah, making the jokes about the changeling being good in bed.
Who was it that bonked to it was Loxana, wasn't she? She had to go with Odo.
She tried, but he just kind of turned into a puddle in her dress instead in the end, didn't he?
Is that all they did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine.
I'm with Vicky on that one. I don't know. Yes and no. Up until the end of this episode, I wasn't too sure. But I think it's
What
reasonably
accent
safe.
is she using again? I can't remember because I was three
It's-
sheets to the wind as
It's
well.
a bit suspect that she's trying to help him get through that door, isn't it? And she's
Yeah.
quite keen for him to.
Yeah, but if she's got the beta telepathic abilities, then I think that kind of shows that it is Troy.
I mean, remember her superpowers feeling shit. Her words, not mine. So what does my character do, Gene? She feels shit. She still feels shit.
Yes.
I honestly, It feels like there's got to be some big twist in there somewhere, doesn't it? But
There's definitely a piece of the puzzle missing still.
Well, we still don't know what the changelings wanted Picard's body for.
well,
Yes, no, we do. They extracted the parts of his frontal lobe that had the Irumodic syndrome. We don't know what they wanted those for.
Yes, well, that's my point. We still don't know why they want it. And then it's been suggested, hasn't it, that the diagnosis of Irumodic syndrome is in doubt and that there's something else there instead.
Hmm.
But of course, the rest of Picard got vaporized with the Shrike, didn't it?
Yes, it would have done. Yeah.
So unless Raffi and Worf beamed that over to the Titan, that was on the
unless
Shrike.
someone cleverly put it in a freezer somewhere.
Yeah.
Um,
Might be on that cloaked shuttle.
Are we thinking perhaps they've extracted specific parts of Picard's body that was somehow intertwined with his connection to the Borg?
Well, I'm thinking that. I'm wondering if the diagnosis of the Irumodic syndrome was some sort of long-term side effect from his implants to the collective.
And what do they want with Jack? They're far more excited about getting him, aren't they?
They are. But they obviously need some sort of combination of parts of the brain of the original and the offspring for something.
They're leaving it late, aren't they? Because it all hinges on a Frontier Day, where apparently the whole of Starfleet is going to be in the Sol system. Everybody. They're not going to be out doing any missions, safeguarding border patrol,
Nope.
cargo relief, second contact. No. We're all going to be in the Sol sector, where we're ripe for attack.
Yes.
I think we're looking, if we were to do our best Data Holmes thing to figure out what's going on, I think we need to uncover some sort of Picard orientated episode from the TNG, whereby somehow his physiology is intertwined with something. And
Tell me you're not heading for the Inner Light.
Well, that's not a Picard episode.
I think that bit of his lobe, I'm fairly certain that's the bit that the probe probed. I think it might be.
Oh, I don't think I'm wrong.
I think it might be somehow. I think they might try and. It might be somehow linked to the Inner Light. I really do. My theory about 8472 is way off the mark. It's an intergalactic flute seller looking to get his money back.
I'm going to memory alpha, see if I can find out exactly which part of Picard's brain the
part of his
probe
lobe
went for. Which part of his lobe.
You're worried I'm right, aren't you? Look at him.
I am.
He's sweating now.
This will make a change,
Well, I
won't
just
it?
don't like the idea.
I've got a funny
When
memory for
there's
this
some
sort of thing.
galaxy-ending threat, and they always go, "Oh, the Enterprise is the only ship in range." When it's literally at Earth, you go, "What? You've got one ship around the center of the Federation. Where is everybody?
Yeah,
where are they?" It's not really known how big Starfleet is, but I read somewhere they're meant to have like 20,000 active starships at any given time.
Yeah, at the end of Picard season 1, there were hundreds of ships turned up.
Well, the cut and paste Inquisitor class or Inquiry class.
Inquiry. No one expects the Inquisition.
Among our weapons are fear, surprise, and ruthless efficiency.
Oh, do I?
Unfortunately, Memory Alpha doesn't say which part of his lobe.
You're going to just have to watch the episode again.
Yeah.
Oh well, let us know what it said.
I've got an awful feeling I'm right.
So have I. Yeah. That would be disappointing. So many more better options they could have gone for.
Now, Adam says, yeah, Paul says, would prefer a species 8472 link. That would be good.
I suppose it's a bit like I said last week. They seem to have linked in parts of Voyager and TNG. They've not really linked. Parts of all three DS9, Voyager, TNG. The one thing that they haven't really linked into this yet from the big baddies is the Borg.
Well, I think the two things that made me think it was 8472 was, number one is they've kind of done the Borg a lot. That's raw
Yeah.
Borg out. Number two is the amount of hints they've dropped towards Delta Quadrant stuff in this season of Picard, talking about the Hirogen hunting Picard and all the rest of it. It's kind of like it's almost teeing you up. And
Yeah.
then when they dropped the bombshell about the chemical composition of the mutated changelings being 847, that was like, oh, they're either trying to throw you off the scent, or it's either a double bluff or not. So, yeah. Well, someone in the comments has been watching In a Light.
How would
Is
you
this-
do that with your own spare time?
Is this the lobe we're talking about? Am I right?
Parietal, it could well be.
I really hope
I
I'm
can't
not.
remember which bit the people extracted now.
I mean, it was a lobe.
Yeah. Well, there's a number of lobes in the brain. My favourite is the parietal
There's
lobe.
one at the front, the side. I used to have one at the back.
Don't forget the temporal lobe.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's also a link as well. But then the red eyes and mind control takes you
Well,
to
the red eyes are very much sort of Costamogen, aren't
Parwraith.
they? The Parwraiths. Yeah.
I mean, let's hope it's not that nonsense, but we'll see.
Well, you would hope not, but you never know. You never know.
I'd
like I
rather
say,
that,
it
I'd rather
would-
that than the Inner Light.
Would open the door to having a Cisco appearance, and at the
Stop
same
it, Gary.
time as on Frontier Day, dropping a Janeway cameo in there as well.
Oh, I think a Janeway cameo is a given. That's
Yeah,
going to happen. We
That's
know
inevitable, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it'd be lovely to have a Cisco cameo, and maybe in the background of Frontier Day they have Archer hologram giving his inaugural Federation speech or something
is
like
that
that
who-
when it all happens. And
If we're going to have a cameo from DS9, is I mean, I'm not taking the piss. Is Cisco? Is he the one you'd want to see the most from DS9?
no, not necessarily. I just think it's potentially one that they would use to kind of incorporate everything in. I think it's a likely one.
I mean, if you're talking, because I think we said this last week, if this is to be Patrick Stewart's last hurrah, if they could get all of the captains back, we know the Kirk's body's there. If they could get all of the captains back to sort of say goodbye to him, that'd be wonderful. But
Yeah.
I'm just not fussed about seeing Cisco. I'm just personally,
No,
if you were to bring back one character from DS9 to say goodbye to and to see where he is now and what he's up to, for me,
it's O'Brien.
oh no, Garak.
Mm,
I'd love to know what Garak's up to now.
there's no real connection to Picard with Garak, is there?
No, but I'm just saying that's who I'd like to see.
Yeah. Oh, totally. I don't disagree.
Not fussed
Did he
about.
end up as in
O'Brien,
charge of the
isn't
Cardassian Union after the Dominion War?
Union.
Yeah.
No, that was Damar, wasn't it? Oh no, Damar got killed.
No, Damar got killed.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happens to Garak, but I'd like to know. I'm not fussed about seeing O'Brien. He's off probably on strike somewhere. I'd quite like to see what Bashir's up to. That'd
Yeah.
quite like to see what his character's up to. Not really
I'll tell you what
interested
is fun
in
with
what
the
she's up to.
episodes
She's probably
we're seeing
praying
now.
somewhere.
Because every series we get one where they sort of go 30 years into the future and we see them as older people, don't we? And it's always fun to compare what they thought the cast would look like when they were 30 years older versus what they actually look like 30 years older.
I thought it was brilliant the way that older Jake Sisko was Tony Todd the Candyman. That was, I mean, who thought they filled out like that?
Remember what they thought Wesley would look like when he grew up?
Yes,
Oh, yes.
basically like me.
He looked nothing like Will Wheaton, and Will Wheaton still looks exactly like he did in 1986, except with a beard.
Oh, God. But yeah, if any character from DS9 I could have come back.
Just for not to be intertwined with the plot, just
No,
for
no.
just for hurrah,
Just for a cameo
for
appearance.
hurrah, yeah.
In that case,
he can just do the eyes.
yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Like you say, it'd be interesting to see what Garrick's been up to, but it would also be nice to see one of the Quark's Bar franchises on Earth during Frontier Day. He's got a little stall on the side
That'd be
selling
good.
his pints from his...
That would be good. I'd love to see Quark have a little mobile bistro.
Yeah.
Pop-up experience
Yeah.
for Frontier Day. Yeah, that'd be good.
Well, we saw Quarks on what was that planet that they went to where Picard put on that preposterous French accent?
Yeah, in Series 1.
Oh, that was it. I think in Lower Decks they've established that Quarks has got a chain as well, haven't they? I think
Yes,
they made that
yeah.
canon. Yeah.
It was definitely on whatever that planet was.
Yeah.
Least like to see. I really don't care what she's up to. Sorry, I don't.
What about those Gamma Quadrant aliens who were in Move Along Home? Don't we want to see them again?
Nope.
Shap
Move
7!
along.
Gamma Quadrant aliens move along home.
Yes.
Remember they get trapped in a game? Move Along Home, it's called. Alan Moraine, count 2, 3. Alan Moraine, you'll come with me. Remember that? Have you wiped that from your mind?
No, sorry. That Wishes Were Horses with Rumpelstiltskin.
No, that was an equally good outing, though.
I think they're one and the same. They're one and the same.
Equally good, Cole. Nicely put.
I mean, that segues quite nicely onto this week's feature that James and I are going to do. We're going to now. There's 3 of us. It's great. So we're all going to vote for our favourite villain from the Discovery franchise. So your choices are these. You can choose out of these 3 choices.
Oh, okay.
It's
I'm glad
Carl.
you have three, 'cause I couldn't name them.
Well, it's a serious one now. So, Carl, I'll tell you the choice. Well, I'll tell both of you the choices, and I'll give you a moment to think about them and say so. You've got either, first of all, the bloody stupid looking Klingons. Number 2, the ball of gas. Or number 3, Ensign Tilly.
Oh,
Now, when you say the ball of gas, which precise character do you mean there?
Oh, the baddies from season 3, 4. 3, 4,
who were they?
4.
Yeah.
The balls
Just
of gas.
checking, because that could have described several of the characters. So.
Sorry, I don't remember it.
So,
I can get away with that. I defended Discovery.
Okay. So I mean,
Can
personally,
we have the script writers in there?
no, you've had your 3 choices.
Okay.
I think.
Well, I'll
I
say
think
Tilly then.
you're going for Tilly.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. Again, serious, not just to be mean. You know, you look at a character that had great potential that just what's the point of that kind of thing? So yeah, fair enough. I'll give you that one, Carl.
I'm going to go with the ball of gas, aka Michael Burnham.
The ball of gas. Okay, I'm also going to go for the ball of gas. There's several balls of gas actually in the end of season 4. The floaty things.
The floaty luminescent things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrifying villains.
Hmm.
So there we are. And which villain are you hoping is going to make a comeback for the final season of Discovery?
Lorca, every time. I mean, I know he got disintegrated in the big nasty ship when he fell out of it, but Prime Lorca's still around, and surely he's got to be seriously affected by now. He's going to have gone completely loopy.
It's sci-fi. No one's ever truly dead, are they?
True, especially with so many different universes around. And
for me personally, I think that
around in time
make season 5 worthwhile is if they brought Lorca back. But,
Now, have we discussed the forthcoming Star Trek Academy? Also, Starfleet Academy, whatever they're going to call it.
we did talk about it a little bit last week. You'll know that, James, because obviously you watched the show, even though you couldn't attend.
Well, no, I didn't watch it because I was busy preparing for a case. Yeah.
Well,
Sad
we
case.
effectively we had a little discussion on it, but the thing we missed out on your input for, James, was what format you would like it to take in.
Well, so long
What's-
as Tilly's
what's
not in it, was basically all my requirement.
Well, yeah, we came to that conclusion as well, but
Carl has been threatening that it might
Please
be.
don't make it about Tilly, please.
There's a strong suspicion they might make it about Tilly. It might be Tilly might be the lead in a series where it's set in the Discovery timeline.
it could be that, or my other strong suspicion was the linking it in with Strange New Worlds, so that when the time is right, they do the crossover episode between Starfleet Academy and Strange New World for Pike's accident in about 5 years' time.
How much time have we got between the end of Enterprise and the start of Strange New Worlds? I mean, in
About a century.
a century, 100 years.
Roughly a century, yeah.
Roughly, yeah.
I'm calling it now. I reckon they're going to do it then. I reckon we're going to see Starfleet Academy at the birth of the Federation.
That would be nice.
I think it's going to be a new thing, and a happy Easter to you too, Linda. I think they're gonna go for after Enterprise, pre Strange New Worlds.
Do you think we're going to get a Commandant Archer in there then?
Well, Scott Bakula's, Scott Bakula's the right age for playing a commandant at the Academy. I'm not sure how they'd tie it in with canon, but
now, listen, class, we are going to have many, many lovely lessons.
Many, many, many away missions on many, many planets.
Zip.
Okay, right. So who do we have as the Police Academy Star Trek? So who do we have? We'd have Archer as Commandant Lassard, so that'd be Scott Bakula. Harris got to be Worf.
Worf.
Worf as Harris. Ensign Kim as Proctor. Riker's got to be Steve Guttenberg. He's got
surely Worf would be.
I don't know. What about Tom Paris?
Tom Paris is Mahoney.
Yeah, that would work.
Maybe Worf is actually Worf as Tackleberry, probably. Jellicoe as Harris.
Yes,
Jellicoe as Harris.
it.
Yes, Jellicoe as Harris.
Absolutely.
We could do a whole hour on this.
I think you may be onto something here, Richard.
I think we could be onto something. Let's deep fake it.
Oh dear. Who's going to be Hightower?
I think Worf's got to be Tackleberry, so
Yeah.
Hightower would have to be Mr. Hom, I think. Yeah.
Mr. Hom.
Mr. Hom, yeah.
Well, no, how about Saru? He's very tall.
Yes.
Well,
yes,
I'd rather
Saru
not
would work.
have drag that into it. Actually, do you know what? I quite like Saru in Discovery. I think he's my favourite character.
He's one of the standouts, in all fairness.
Who do we have playing?
Is which era they planted in?
Who was it that Bridget Nielsen played? What was her name? The one with the enormous booms and the sunglasses.
Hang on, I'll go onto the Police Academy wiki.
Well, either way, that would have to be 7. 7 and 9 would have to be a.
Yeah.
In Starfleet, talk is cheap. That's what you'd have to have. Yeah.
Callahan.
Callahan.
Yes,
Played
7
by
would have
Leslie
to be.
Easterbrook, not Bridget Nielsen.
Well, both blonde, big boobs.
Hang on. We've forgotten about Jones. Who's going to be Jones?
Motormouth Jones. I'm going to go for Data, just because the actor Brent Spiner can literally do anyone's voice. He's so good.
Yes, absolutely equitable.
Jellicoe as Harris. That'd be good. Oh dear.
Who would play?
I can't see these salad bar.
Who'd be Captain Mauser?
Mauser. Well, he got ditched, didn't he?
He did. He was only in
pretty
it for 2
quick.
of the films,
He was
wasn't
only
he?
for 2 of them. Mauser, where are my eyebrows? Golda cut, I think.
Right here, sir.
Well, he got burned up by the Par Wraiths, didn't he?
He did. He did.
Who would we have as Mauser?
Because, of course, it was only a couple of years ago I got round to watching the end of DS9, and I kept asking you not to spoil it for me.
I know who could play Mauser. Sure. Perfect.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about from the first 3 of the Police Academy, Zed? Who would play Zed?
So I think Christoph's onto something here. We do a watch along. We mute the volume and just have the subtitles, and then we as voice actors play the parts of all the characters as Star Trek. Yeah, there we go.
Well, why not? I mean, what could possibly go wrong?
It's very
By the
likely.
way, gentlemen, I've still got this script book here, the Q Chronicles, that we all bought about 3 years ago, and we were going to do a read along. We never did it.
I never bought the book.
I don't have a script book.
Don't you? Hang on, let me see if I can produce it on the screen without causing too much chaos on my desk. This.
That didn't sound like much chaos.
No, I don't have that.
No, not got that one.
Although, if
I went and bought it because you guys told me to.
I've never heard of it.
Look, £3.
But if our viewer is interested, I thought about this a couple of times. There is a very good script. Well, there's 2 very good scripts. There's Spock versus Q, and there is Spock versus Q, the sequel. If anyone's interested in hearing us doing a live reading of that script, then if any of you chaps would like to jump in with me and do that, as long as I don't have to do it at Cisco, then that'd be wonderful. Roman said, yes, definitely,
Yes.
Daniel.
Excellent.
Our friends, the Trekkie Girls, had a script that they'd written in their school days, which we absolutely insist.
Do they? Do they have it?
for us.
Well, I'll be up for that. Is it all about...
Listen to
Well, no, but presumably there must be at least one male role I could play in there. If not, I could play a female one. I could play a female easily.
Imagine the table read. Oh, it would be chaos.
Doesn't even bear thinking about.
There'd be a lot of wine, wouldn't there?
Mm.
Pillows.
So anyway, Richard, do you have the trailer for Carl's Collectible Corner?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, well, let's do that then.
Okay.
So it's okay
What have you
because
got,
it's only
Carl?
Easter weekend, one of the busiest of my financial year. So I've had plenty of time to prepare for this. Let's go with. Oh, actually, no. You know what? I was going to save this.
I've seen there's a new XO3 model coming out.
There is.
I'm doing a
I've actually
709 one, yeah.
I've got an EXO on order at the moment. My third one. I'm waiting for the dispatch confirmation. I've had it on order for quite a while now. I may have to get in touch with them about it. You saw the Spock one, didn't you? Did I show the Spock? Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next one that I decided to put my money towards was Locutus.
Oh,
That does look good. I've seen that one. That looks rather nice. Yeah.
So I'm very excited for that. However, this is the latest thing that I've had
Ooh.
delivered. Now I've actually had this for a few weeks. This is how busy I've been. I've not actually been able to open it.
Oh, we've got an unboxing. Marvelous.
Ooh.
We have.
Let's hope it's not some sort
do you
of
have any
pleasure
unboxing
device.
music? Hang on.
Do we have unboxing music? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. We've got some unboxing.
I'm trying
music.
to angle this so it doesn't spoil the surprise because it does kind of say on the box what it is. Do we have unboxing music?
Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Any guesses?
Is it your new Lederhosen?
Can we tell what it
It's
is
a
yet?
Funko Pop.
But which one?
It can't.
It is, in fact,
Toucan.
Toucans. It is, in fact, the limited edition Khan Funko
Limited
Pop.
edition Jurassic Park car.
Apparently so. So
That's
yes,
marvellous, isn't it?
this arrived a few weeks ago. You could only get them at the time it was released direct from the Star Trek shop. You had to pre-order it, and I actually pre-ordered these just over a year ago. They took a year to arrive.
Wow, you're kind of getting into Anavos style delivery times there.
Yeah, I particularly. I mean, this is the first time I've looked at this, but I really like because they released it for the 40th anniversary of Wrath of Khan, and you know this new like insignia rainbowy badge thing they've been doing. They've done one for this with the SETI eel on it. How cool is that?
Nice. Nice.
I like that. But yes, these were apparently at the time money can't buy. No doubt they're all over eBay now, but. Yes, this is Funko Pop number 1300. Limited
Ooh.
edition Star Trek
Nice.
2, The Wrath of Khan. And it is, yeah, as you say, it's really, really quite a nice piece. I'm looking forward to putting that on my shelf with my other Trek Funkos. I couldn't not get it when I saw it was being released. So,
That's
Some pretty
really nice.
exciting news here, Carl. I'm just looking at EXO figures online, and you know they've released Chakotay.
really?
No, you having a Sonya bugger.
Ooh.
No, it's there.
I may have to.
£9.
How much? Sorry.
Who wouldn't want a Chakotay for over £300?
Well, these are pretty rare. So, you know, I might see what I can get on eBay for this. And
I've got a
might
feeling that
just,
anything Chakotay is going to be even rarer.
well, it might just cover the deposit for, I don't know, let's say something more worthwhile than Chakotay.
More worthwhile than Chakotay. What do you say?
That was a lovely
Yeah.
collectible. Thank you, Carl. Now let's follow it up with
Well
this.
done, Carl. We all... Well,
What do you
dear
got
viewer,
this week, James?
I've got something beyond compare here, and it is this. Little
Lip-
pot of lip balm, which contains Emily Coots's DNA.
Now, you
Actually,
see,
that does.
to a collector like Richard, that's priceless.
Now,
That-
that came into my possession. I can't possibly say how, but
I
yeah,
was there when you got it.
yeah, I've got Emily Coots's DNA, and one of the best bits of discovery is Emily Coots.
So he put his hand in his handbag, in Emily Coots's handbag, and he's like, I could get something good. And I won't say the first thing he pulled out, but he put it back, and then he went. And then he went, no, then the third thing he pulled out was a lip balm. We'll have that.
Well, there you have it. It's beyond compare, and it's mine.
All right, Gollum, calm down.
What has it got in its pockets? Is
My precious. Well, as I was,
Lip balm? What's lip balm?
as I got, you know, accosted with a collectible corner, and James got accosted with James's junk. It's...
Ah, there you are. And welcome to Richard's Reads. So this is a book that's very dear to my heart that I acquired at RikerCon. So this is the Star Trek encyclopedia that was first given to me as a present. It would have been 1996 or 95. My housemate I was living with, my mate Jamie, who's also a Trekkie. He's the one that hosted RikerCon. He bought this for me, I think, for my 16th birthday, and it's it's my first proper piece of Star Trek literature I owned, and it's really well detailed. I mean, it's black and white, but they've kept everything in there. It literally because got back here, dear viewer, we didn't have the internet or Wikipedia or anything like that. So if you wanted to cross-reference, like if you're arguing down the pub over something, you'd have to get your Star Trek Encyclopedia out. And I'll show you just quickly. They weren't high-quality images,
Just before you start the fight, yeah.
but they were good enough.
I
You
always
know,
remember that particular
yeah.
picture there of Captain Robert April
Yeah.
because it was Gene Roddenberry.
Yeah. It's I mean, it really is. There's even a picture of Lieutenant Castillo from the Enterprise C. You know, it's a lovely piece, and what I found for me personally, what I liked about it, when I went to university, I took with me a few select books. I only had a small room. And this is one of the books I took with me, and it is a little bit lonely and harrowing going to university when you're all by yourself, away from where you grew up. And this was one of my items. I would tuck myself into bed when I've done my lecture readings and whatnot. I'd tuck myself into bed and I'd get my Star Trek Encyclopedia out. And the reason I liked reading it was because you'd flick to a page. Trying to find an example here. Well, like the Enterprise C one, and you'd remember yesterday's Enterprise, and you could play, you could play the episode back in your mind just from reading the synopsis and the characters and the bits and pieces, and that's what I really loved about having. This is why having a little encyclopedia. This is why these days you get down the Wikipedia rabbit holes, don't you? And you kind of click on one, then click on. Well, this was the equivalent, if you couldn't sleep back in the day before the internet, so. Yeah, it was really nice to get my hands on a copy of this. I probably still have got the one that Jamie bought me in the loft somewhere, maybe. But either way, it's really nice to get this back. And that's your Richards Reads.
Lovely. They did bring a subsequent update out, didn't they? The blue-covered one.
So there've been several. This one's 1994.
Yeah.
There's been a bit of Star Trek since then, so
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Double volume hardback edition, which weighs a ton,
and is now as rare as a decent episode of Discovery.
Oh, careful, Carl! You're the Discovery champion.
I know. That's why I have this frame of mind, because I feel let down.
Patrick Stewart visitor pass. Does he give out passes?
Or is that the visitor pass from when he goes to Starfleet headquarters in season 1?
Lovely.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. Very good. Yes, I believe it was by the Cougars. Ah, g'day, mate.
So, those of you who are watching, tell us what you've been up to. What Trek have you been watching this week? Entertain us. We're not just performing monkeys, We're not just here for your entertainment.
I think they've probably been watching Picard. I would just...
Oh, we've only got 2 episodes left. It's so sad.
It is.
Yes. Yeah, it's...
Especially as this is the series we've all been waiting for, let's be honest.
But we've got Strange New Worlds coming in June.
So...
And I know Discovery is coming. I don't know when it's coming, but there's Discovery coming as well, and Lower Decks and Prodigy. There's a lot of Star Trek in the works. So,
no need to apologise, Ricky. The Mandalorian is superb.
Absolutely. I've got most of that to watch. I'm still only 2 episodes into this season.
I have to say, this has probably been my favourite season so far of The Mandalorian.
Ooh.
I've been really enjoying it. Yeah. Apart from the most recent episode, which I thought was a bit of a letdown. But up until the most recent episode, I've enjoyed all of it. It's been really good. You hope Strange New Worlds will be better. I thought the first season of Strange New Worlds was good.
Yes.
It was certainly satisfactory.
Yeah, I think it it definitely laid a bit of ground, and hopefully will pick up pace a bit season 2, and the characters will develop as opposed to get on your fucking nerves like they do in Discovery.
Yeah,
So-
there's definitely room for a lot of character growth and
Yeah.
some good character. I was just a bit disappointed in season 1 when they killed off Hammer.
You're never truly dead. We're gonna have
I know.
robot Hammer, I reckon.
I was actually really enjoying his character, even though he didn't get much of the spotlight.
Yeah, the Paramount Plus app is. Christoph, I'm not sure if it's the same in your native countries it is here, but the Paramount Plus app is absolute gash.
Yeah, it's
Don't
not
bother.
great, is it?
But do it as a bolt onto your Amazon Prime subscription instead, because it runs smoother, it runs better. You get it in 4K and you get it in full Dolby. If you use the Paramount Plus app, you're limited to just 30 frames per second, 1080, and in stereo, it's just a rip-off. It's just unbelievably bad. You do have to cancel your subscription with Paramount Plus and then reapply for it to get it on Amazon, though. It's a bit of a pain, but it's worth it. Picard, then I watch every series, TNG, and the occasional deal. So, yeah, I mean, weekly update. I'm watching Voyager, doing a Voyager rewatch with my kids at the moment, and just done Timeless this week, which is one where Kim and Chakotay made it back and the rest of the crew got blown up. Really good episode.
Is that the one where you see Voyager crash into the ice?
No, you don't get that much money. No, you get to see.
Which episode was that?
Oh no, you see it in the ice. You don't get to see the crash though.
I thought you got to see the crash in that one.
Well, you see the crash in your mind. That's what's clever about these episodes.
Maybe that's what I'm doing then. Yeah,
that's exactly it. Yeah. Greetings from G'day, mate. TNG, yeah, always a good shout. Although I have to say, I'm thoroughly into always kill the wrong characters, but I think Lee meant better than Picard. I've lost that.
What's better than Picard?
Hammer was a great character.
I think the context of Lee's comment of "I hope Strange New Worlds will be better."
Endless Star Trek podcasts. Is that what we are? Are we a podcast or are we a pod show?
I think we're a podcast. No, aren't we a webcast? We're a podcast audio.
We're a web show stroke video podcast.
Because I can't name a name, but a friend of the show who didn't want to be named said that we should record the show, and because we don't do a huge amount of visual stuff like we used to, because now we've got a lot of Star Trek to talk about, we don't do as many slides and things. We should record it and then issue it as a podcast, and thinks we'll get a lot more followers that way. We should probably talk about this at the staff meeting.
Absolutely. When are those again?
Tuesdays.
Now, I
Sure.
think. Oh.
Yeah, Tuesdays.
Definitely Tuesdays.
Yep. Saw a few.
Oh dear.
There's always some.
Yes, how was? Let's go off piste a bit. Obviously, I'm aware of the Star Wars. I'm not a massive Star Wars fan. I'm a huge fan, though, of the Timothy Zahn Thrawn trilogy books, and I've heard that there's a lot of noise going on in the Star Trek universe now that Admiral Thrawn's coming from the written page into the. Is it a film or a TV series? What's going on with that?
Well, they announced 3 new films over the weekend, but they're
Is Admiral Thrawn going to be?
Star Wars timeline, which is massive. It's over hundreds of thousands of years.
Well, because the Thrawn trilogy was the one I read when I was in my teens, which I loved. So if they're making films of those, then I'm absolutely delighted. But I don't think they fit in with the canon anymore, which is a shame. Thrawn was mentioned in The Mandalorian, so I'm assuming there's the TV series going to feature Thrawn, hopefully. But
did you ever just the comment there that was made about the Starfleet uniforms at the Star Wars con? Have any of you ever seen? It's quite an ancient clip of Triumph the dog at the Star Wars. It was the dog puppet that smokes a cigar. It's look it up on YouTube. James, it'd be ideal for a wish clip.
certain that's a cigar you've been smoking there, Carl.
It's
Right.
great. Honestly, it will triumph the dog at Star Wars convention. If you look it up on YouTube, it will make you giggle.
Okay,
It's
well, yeah,
Honestly,
a 20-odd-year-old clip.
everything makes me giggle.
Yeah, it's a 20-odd-year-old clip, but it's worth it.
Have you heard of the? You won't believe me if
what?
talk amongst yourselves, and I'll see if I can find the clip.
Well, I'll find that Triumph the Dog clip, and it's longer than a couple of minutes, but you only need to see a couple of minutes to.
Well, has anyone got an urgent lunch meeting they need to be at? What?
Now, YouTube will provide this to me in seconds. Just you wait and see. Here we go. There we are.
See how even now he uses his internet searching skills to identify and find the clip.
There we are. I have it right here. One moment. All right, share screen. Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Share a screen. Share a Chrome window. That a one. That way it should share the audio as well. Here we go. Here we are.
Hello, what's happening here?
Hello, random advert. There we go. There we go.
That's a puppet.
It is a puppet.
No audio that we can hear, Carl.
Oh, you not got any audio?
No.
We can't hear any audio, unfortunately.
Oh, never mind. But yes, it's comical. It'll make you chuckle.
I'll see if I can share this clip that I found on the internet. That was state of the art animatronics, and the idea of the show was going to be that a policeman got killed and then got reincarnated as a dog, and then would solve crimes as the dog.
It's like RoboCop, but
No.
Dog Cop.
Dog Cop.
And they were going to call it Puchinsky.
Oh, let's have a look at it then. Roll VT.
So if I really hope that you'll be able to hear this, because it's. I don't know why they didn't make it.
No audio.
No audio. Oh dear Lord. I don't think we want the audio.
Some state-of-the-art effects I can see there. Oh God, no!
But there are no words for that, really, are there?
I don't understand how it wasn't made into a TV series. It never
Really?
got past the pilot phase. Yeah,
Surprising.
yeah. So there we are. And then they went on and made Discovery. So.
Oh, wait for it, look.
Oh dear.
Andor and Dog. Oh, marvelous! Get in there.
Marvel.
Did you ever watch that with Bob Mortimer and Vic
Yes.
Reeves?
Well, I saw the original and thought it was very
Yeah, of
good.
course.
And then Vic and Bob knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, that was
Tom
amazing.
Baker. Oh dear.
Randall and Dodkirk defleed.
And on that note, good night, Alan.
Yes.
Our hour's
A little
up.
late to the show there, aren't we,
Thank you for
Alan?
joining us, Alan. Too late.
We've done our hour. We've just rolled over.
It's been a long time getting from 9 to 10, but our time is
Now 10
finally
is
here.
finally here.
Yes, yes. But we're not going to talk about Trek no more.
No, next week, of course, none of us will be here, but Dan will be here, and he will
Yes.
be reading some of his poetry.
Mm.
And what's more, he'll be taking requests. And so do feel free, dear viewer, to write in if there's any particular poetry you'd like Dan to read, or indeed any songs you'd like him to sing.
He's
He'll
very
be here
good
for
at,
your
improv.
entertainment.
Yep.
So, if you were to have a choice between hearing Nevermore or The Charge of the Light Brigade read by Commander Cisco, what would you prefer?
Cisco every time. Cisco.
Light
Yeah,
Brigade. There's
Light
not even
Brigade.
any competition, Richard. I don't know
Oh,
what
okay.
you want to ask.
Well, I actually know Nevermore, but okay. Heavily, heavily, heavily onward. All in the valley of death. Route the 600. That's just to whet your appetite for Dan's Poetry Corner, which will be a new feature we're doing next week. Oh, if anyone would like to send in a poem they'd like Dan to read, that'd be even better.
Yes. Ooh, yes.
And if you want him to wear any particular outfit, do feel free to nominate that.
Mm-hmm. All requests will be considered.
Right, well, I've had a very tiring day. As always, thank you so much for tuning in and watching us and your input and talking about Star Trek. If you're watching in the comments and you've enjoyed the show, please do hit the thumbs up emoji, the heart emoji, the smiley face emoji, or the surprised emoji. We'd love you to just pop on there, just to tell us that you're enjoying yourselves. We'll see you again next week, and then it'll just be one more week until the end of Picard. I'm not sure. I think we should do some sort of special for the end of Picard. I've invited a few people round to mine. They might not turn up, but if they do, I might hook up some GoPros and do a Google box. Is it Google Box? Google Box, Gogglebox, yeah. Might do a Wogglebox. And
On that score, when do we think the Enterprise D is going to turn up? Because we know it's going to.
well, it already has.
So it'd have been in the space dock,
Yeah.
the saucer section.
Yes,
Wasn't
we haven't
it?
seen it yet, though, have we?
I'm
I don't
more
think it will.
inclined.
I think we've seen as much of the D as we're going to see.
I'm
I know
more
that-
inclined to think the E might turn up to save the day.
Yeah,
No, I don't think they can because
James is
right.
always interested in as much D as possible. He won't shut up going on about the D. But I'm afraid we've seen as much D as
That's
you're going to
galaxy class for you, Richard.
get. We know you love the D, James. But I don't
Well, I
think
tell you what,
D.
I'll bet you the finale, the last scene, they'll be on the bridge of the Enterprise D. The whole TNG cast. I think they'll go out where they came in.
You're doing this as like a Titanic thing, aren't you? The end of Titanic. So what you're basically saying is the entire bridge crew that we all love are going to die, and they're all going to be stood in their happy place on the bridge of the D.
I didn't say they're going to die.
If he's
No,
not
that's where you're going with it.
if he's not talking about D, he's thinking about D.
That's true. I do love anything D size. Batteries and, of course, cups.
All right. Good night, everybody. Look after yourselves and each other.
And don't have nightmares.
Carl says goodbye.